Legends, we're back. We're going to check out our $6 worm farm, see how it's going. The worm farm's just over here. I'm just gonna get it and drag it over. Just gonna leave it up on this chair. All right, so I actually left this outside against my better judgment. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got 11 holes in the top here, which would have meant all the rain that's been happening has gone in there. So I don't know if you can hear this. No, you can't hear that. I'll show you in a second anyway. There's a lot of water down here. So if you'll remember, this worm farm has 3 layers. Liquid collection tray. So all of the liquid byproduct from these 2 boxes is going to end up down here. Going up to the top, this is the feeder tray. This is the one with those big holes in it. We're not using this one just yet. We're going to wait for this one to get full with castings and food scraps. Once this one's full with castings and food scraps, we put this one on top. But we are still in establishment mode. We're still getting this worm farm established. I think it's like 4 weeks to the day. Maybe I'm a couple days late, but anyway, 4 weeks to the day. So we're halfway through our getting our worms established. So in the last video, we made worm farm bedding, put worms in, prepared this whole thing. Now we're just going to do a checkup, and I guess this is just the 4-week check-in. Let's have a look. You're coming over here, by the way. I really just want to have a look to see what's going on down here. All right, let's see what we're dealing with. Yeah, cool. All right, so there's a lot of wet. I'm just going to take these covers off. So I did cover this one up quite well. There's another little worm just there. Oh, look at all that. Cool. So if you have a look down here, castings, great. It's a bit wet, a bit damp, but they are castings. So they're loving it already. They're doing great. That's a good sign. Let's just peel all of this back. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's pretty wet. So I shouldn't have left it out in the elements. It's pretty wet. So I'm gonna have to put this underneath the carport. Big wormy over here. And look, that's pretty much what you're gonna wanna see, worm castings. This is going great. You can see they're kind of half eating the paper, which is a good sign. They're chomping their way through the cardboard as well. I'm just gonna get in and see what's going on down there. Okay, cool. So there's still heaps of dirt, like really quickly reach like the dirt layer. It still means they're acclimating. So again, we're at the 4-week mark. So we're halfway there, you know. You want to check in on your worms halfway through. This is probably a good time to start giving them a little bit of food. So we might also do that. Because they're getting through all of this paper, cardboard, and we're just left with a whole bunch of dirt. So they're probably getting a little bit peckish, a little bit hungry, even though there's still some great, see, I mean, like that. That's showing me that they're eating everything because there's worm castings connected to all of this paper. So yeah, this is good. We might actually add in a bunch of other worms because I'm not seeing a whole bunch of worms. I'm usually finding like a pocket of them. Not so much today, but that's all right. There's definitely worms in here, and they will definitely grow the colony. But look, it's all looking pretty good. So you can't see it now, but you could see it before. When you open up your worm farm, you want to see some castings, which is what we saw, and they're eating some of the food scraps, which is fantastic. There isn't much in here for them to eat anymore. So it's just all paper. So they're kind of acclimated. So now is going to be a good time for us to feed this worm farm. And if you can, add in some other worms. You don't need to do that now. You can wait a couple of weeks and do it like at the 8-week mark if you want. But now's a good time, you know. So you might as well. Great. All right. I also want to check out the liquid tray. I want to see what's going on down there. So let's get this off. Cool. So that's what the liquid tray is going to look like. You can see heaps of liquid down in there. It's not the normal dark brown color that you would be used to seeing from your worm castings. There's also a couple of little mosquito larvae just floating around in there. So we'll get rid of that. But it's not, it's usually, worm tea is usually a lot darker. I'm just gonna pour it into this bouquet. There's the liquid collection tray. I'm gonna put this in this watering can. I'll find something to water. So that's gonna go there for the meanwhile. We're gonna put that up there. Now I'm gonna go and get some food things and some more cardboard, bring it back here. We're gonna give them a bit of a feeding. Give me 1 second. All right, cool, we're back. I've got some food that I'm gonna feed these worms. It's gonna look like that. So there's lettuce, that's like iceberg lettuce. I think there's some rice in there as well, coffee grinds. We'll get into that in a second. I went and harvested a whole bunch of worms that are in there with some castings, just to top up the colony. There's one of them there. I've also got some paper. What I'm gonna do is just get in there with a whole bunch of paper. This is also gonna dry out the castings because they've been wet. So let's make a bit of space over here, like that. Put a whole bunch of that stuff down, put that on, do a bit of that. Now I'm going to add in the food. Let's have a look at what's in there. So heaps of iceberg lettuce, heaps of rice. Ooh, some broccoli heads, great. Oh yeah, tomatoes. Cool, why not? Let's see what happens. Apparently you're not really supposed to be feeding your worms tomatoes. I don't know about that. We're going to find out. I've also got some egg carton. Get rid of all that rice. Great. Give it a bit of a mixy mix. So there's heaps of food in there for them to go at. I'm also going to add in the other worms, of which you can see there's a whole bunch in there. Cool, great, fantastic. And then just cover it up with some more shredded paper. Okay, that's sorted, that's done. Cool. Done. Sorted. Now we're just going to move it underneath the carport where it won't get rain and it'll be much more stable. And yeah, we'll come back probably in another month, another 4 weeks, and just check up and see how it's all going. That's it. That's all I got for you. See you soon. I'm going to move this once I edit all of this together. Here I am saying all like, see you soon. But you literally will see me within seconds and it'll be like a month later. Camera's working, camera's working. Boop. See you when... Okay, this one's gonna be a little bit different. I'm in a new space. We're gonna check in on our $6 worm farm. So let's go and check out this worm farm now. So this has been establishing. I think I might even be like 4 or 5 days late for checking it out, but whatever. Come over here, let's have a look. We've got some big spiders. Lots of little ones as well. Lots of little bugs. Look, that's okay. You're gonna get bugs in worm farm. You know what I mean? I don't like the way that this is looking with, can't really see in there properly, can we? It's looking pretty good. Although I do wish that I had a light. Let me see if I can get a light real quick. All right, let's just get this camera sorted so we can actually see. All right, I feel like we're good to go. Cool. So look, it's a bit wet in there, but that's okay. It's a bit wet because, you know, we just had a cyclone and I mean, I've done as best I can to keep it out of the elements, but you can see heaps of worm castings. So this thing is definitely established. It's definitely moving along. This is the worm farm that I used. So we've got paper, we've got some dirt from the garden, we've got some old worm castings, and it's like everything's dropped down really low. So it's definitely time for a feeding. I'm just gonna mix everything up a bit though. So I'm just gonna move everything around. pretty much all the food's gone. The worms are definitely hungry. I'm just gonna mix it up a little bit. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna put an egg carton in there because we need that. And then this one is just full of grapes. We've got some corn on the cob, stuff like that. Let's have a look. Let's tip it all out and just see what's in there. Ooh, some dragon fruits, great. It's a bit stinky, but that's all right. Cool, let's mix all of that food scraps around. Some of this dragon fruit, so some of this stuff's gonna be really, really good for us. This fruit stuff, I don't exactly know what it is, but we've got heaps of fruit stuff and that camera's turned off so I can't see. So let's just drop that in there and see what happens. Not all of it, but just a little bit. Oh God. Oof, all right, that's enough of that. I have to touch it. Oh, it's grim, you guys. Oh, it's grim. Oof, it's a grim mix. I gotta wash my hands after that. Something I forgot to get before, crushed eggshells. Whew. This is a perfect time to put some crushed eggshells in because that is a ripe mix. Let's put all that in. That's a lot of crushed eggshells, but I support it. I also need to find some cardboard. I had a big box of cardboard. I might need to get my hands in there again and just mix it up a little bit. I think we're happy with that. Let's put some of this paper back on just to cover it up. I might add some more paper. We're going to fill this whole thing up to the point where we can start with our second layer. Now this is going to take a little bit of time for this one, but very soon we'll be able to start using our second layer, and that's when this worm farm is going to be really established. Cool, so that's all fine. Let's put our lid back on. Just want to take this off to see what's going on in the bottom layer. See if there's any liquid down there. Oh yeah, great. Oh, okay, there's no liquid. All right, so it's pretty dry. The reason I think this is all a bit dry is because I've noticed here, I might have to pull you down so you can have a look. I don't know if you can see that very well, but something's eating away there. So you see that there? It's a tiny little gap there. There as well. Hopefully you can see that. So that's sort of not what we want to happen. But you know, hey, this is what's happened this time. So that might stop us from getting moisture in there. But what I do have is some worm tea. I'm just going to put some moisture in there. Hopefully that's going to help. It's doing just fine for now. I'm going to tuck it away somewhere where it's not going to be in the elements. I might even put this one inside in the garage while it's eating up all that stuff. We can come back and check it out again. So yeah, that's that. This one's nearly established. Very, very soon, so that top layer is nearly full. Now, if that top layer fills up, that's when we use our other layer, which is still in the garage over there. Our top layer is going to go on top, and then we have a 3-layer system where it's going to be liquid collection, resting tray, and then feeder tray on top. But for now, we're still filling up our feeder tray, and our feeder tray is going to take a little bit more time just to get all the way full. So yeah, anyway, that's us. Thanks, legends. If I haven't already, I'll give you a tour of this place and talk about why I'm back here. It's a long story. Maybe it isn't. Maybe I'll edit that out. Who knows? Anyway, thanks, legends. I'll leave you to it. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.